Podcasts are something that are out there every single day. You can listen to an entire multitude of them and find one that you really want to stick to. Personally, I hope you're picking the absolutely completely random podcast, but then again, I'm a little biased. I'm the host of it. But anyway, my name's Andrew Rhodes, and this is Andrew Reviews, the CU podcast, or Completely Unnecessary Podcast as its full name entails. The CU podcast is hosted by Pat Contri and Ian Ferguson, two really interesting people who I have to admit, I think get the short end of the straw in life. Ian kind of seems like the type of person I would have wanted to be friends with in high school, though I wouldn't have done half the crazy shit that he did. And Pat kind of seems like that weird neighbor kid that I kind of feel sorry for and want to try to hang out with just so he has a friend. I don't mean that to sound creepy or depressing to him, but that's how it's worded, basically. Each episode is basically every other week. So every 2 weeks you get a new CU podcast, provided they are able to record it and they're not busy at a convention or something. Each podcast episode is actually entertaining to listen to, and I actually have to admit, I got hooked after watching some of the clips online. One of my all-time favorite ones is when they were talking about Mike Kennedy. Yes, Ian's mortal enemy. At least I think so anyway. I don't know. He said that he pokes or prods people in a vat of acid dressed as Satan with a pitchfork. I couldn't stop laughing at that. You can listen to a lot of the CU podcast episodes on Podbean, Podbay, or just watch the clips as they come up on YouTube, on Pat the NES Punk's YouTube channel. Gotta admit though, it's a really interesting video series. They take Q&A at the end of each episode, and it's kind of interesting to get a feel for what the fans have to ask them. It's mostly about if they think certain things are going to pan out or what this and that could do, but in all honesty, it's actually pretty cool. And I recommend it for anybody that actually likes podcasts and likes gaming stuff. Basically old school and new school. Because you gotta admit, it's really not that bad. They mostly talk about some old school stuff though, but mostly deal with the newer stuff as well, including movies, TV specials, things like that. They talked about the Netflix series, Iron Fist, the Luke Cage thing, I know that. They did an entire video on the Coleco Chameleon. Basically, just gaming stuff and entertainment value. So, if you're interested in video games, electronics, movies, stuff like that, check out the CU podcast, hosted by Pat Contri and Ian Ferguson. Like I said, you can find the clips on YouTube, or you can listen to the entire episode in its entirety on Podbean and Podbay. And I personally give the CU podcast a 4.5 out of 5. Sorry guys, kind of got to give you that half credit because there are some times when the audio kind of dissipates and I have a hard time hearing you guys. But in all honesty, that could happen with anything, but still, it's kind of difficult if you guys are making a really good joke and I get lost on it then. But anyway, I'm Andrew Rhodes and this has been Andrew Reviews.